You understand? I just had to go back to. Well, hello there, everyone. How you doing? It's Friday, man. Good to see ya. Great day here. It's cloudy and gotta love it. Just gotta love it. And I hope wherever you are that everything is going well. Your day, evening, maybe even tomorrow. But if, as the title of the program suggests, it could be yesterday, just living back to tomorrow. Anyway, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. So good to see you. And as he continues to get all the things in order here, welcome everyone. Hello, Blazing River. How are you doing? Peter West, good to see you. Maria Truth Seeker, good to see you, my dear. Siku Smith, good to see you. Pamela, Elaine, good to see you. Jenny, holy cow. JC 11911, good to see you as well. All right, let me get that going. All right. Hey there, Josh. Good to see you, my friend. Always wonderful, consciously aware. Cheesesteak 22. Good to see you. Abby, how you doing? How's life? Treating you good? Glad to see it. David, Ian, good to see you. Think agape love always. Lots of pollen around here. Little allergies going on in our world. Wendy, hello. Nancy, Robert, Monday Moon, Kathleen Sharp, how you doing? Karen, Cloud, good to see you. Peace. Well, I'll tell you what, the synchronicity is off the charts. Off the charts. Got up this morning, knew something was afoot. Knew it. And as the title of the program, Reflections of the Future of Past Events of the Present. You know, if you think about it, if you believe in reincarnation, that we're in this cycle, no matter how you slice it, dice it, crush it, however you want to have it, we are the past and we are the future. We are what the past was hoping the future would be. We're living that future, and yet we can see our future very evident by our past. You know, the two sayings I put on there, there's nothing new under the sun that's not known unto man. Everything that was shall yet be yet that again. And, you know, those is said that came from Solomon. Now, whether Solomon existed or not, who knows? But nevertheless, those words have been attributed to him, and I happen to think that, well, if you read the narrative that's in the book, it goes to show you no matter how smart you are, there's something that's going to trip you up. And I guess for Solomon was that he was a man whore. So what can you say? I don't know. What is, is that like a reflection on humanity? You know, here it is. You've got this upgrade that no one else got, just you. So you're walking around with, I did a whole thing on that. What do you say? Should we give him what? An IQ of 180? Maybe? If the dude existed, he apparently was the wisest man that ever, lived. What would you give him as an IQ rating? 200? I don't know. That may be a little high. Well, whatever it is. So I just want to invoke great favor on you today. Abundance. I've been thinking about it. Woke up thinking the word overabundance. And isn't that the place we all want to be? Someone asked me once to define what wealth is. And the only thing I could come back with is overabundance. I mean, that's truly what wealth is. Overabundance. You know, imagine overabundance of health. Wow. Overabundance of all your needs met. Overabundance in your talent, your craftsman, your skills. If you're an alchemist and you work with your hands, years back when I was in my teenage years, I was a gifted artisan, painted, even got into the trades. I was one of the best drywall finishers that was out there. Was in the union and was in the elite class, and then the mind kicked in. And, one thing I will say about the trades is that it's a good place for apprenticeship in mental karate. You have a lot of time in which you can really begin to focus in. So anyway, great favor be in your life. Overabundance. Nothing missing, nothing broken. Shalom be found in your life. And may favor grace you as a constant companion. Brian, Milky Way Weekly, believe he's coming back next week. I'd like to get him on next week if he's back. Hello, Caroline. How are you doing? Scott Shuts Out. How you going? Light Bear. Good to see you, my friend. Anyway, I lost my train of thought on that one. You see, that's why you never take your eyes off the road. Never. Anyway, that's what I speak into your life. Invoking favor, folks. That's the best thing. So, a lot of things going on. Let's talk about how many of you have saw the, guess this was from Bill Donahue's going around a lot. Let's see. I actually had someone send it to me. See, Bill Genius. Bill is the genius to making literal sense out of the Bible. Well, the Bible itself, in its name is just that. It's confusion Bible. Like Jordan Maxwell, Bill is one of the few people who is eyes. And so apparently, he's come up with, and I'm reading this on the book of Revelation, which he says is a Greek myth. Well, I agree with that. Jeff Doherty and I have spoken about this. John the Gnostic, he was a Gnostic. He wrote as a magician, as I would say. Let's see. Revelation 19:11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. Revelations 19:14. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon the white horse. And he says, please keep in mind, this is a Greek myth. It is symbolic. It is not talking about a real white horse riding through the sky. Well, that is cognitive reasoning. I can agree with that. Now, who is the white horse riding through the sky in ancient writings? Pegasus. Yes, Pegasus. Pegasus, father of Poseidon, the god of the sea. Pegasus was white, making Pegasus a white sea horse. Okay, now, can you get the mental image of this? Sure, we all can. Pegasus kicked the fountain of Hippocrene, which made the water flow and made Pegasus sacred to the goddess of memory. Let's see, I think it's Miserine and the 9 muses. So we have a white horse, a white seahorse, connected to memory and written in scripture as bringing something to earth. Should have put up my brain poster. I know exactly what he's talking about here. A white seahorse connected to memory. So that's a hippocampus, folks. That's what we're dealing with here. In your head, the memory organ is called the hippocampus. Well, there you go, Steiger. The word hippocampus means seahorse. It's in your head, man, in your brain. You ever heard that expression? Get out of my head, man. Now, what color is the hippocampus in your head? Well, let's go to Stedman's Medical Dictionary. Stedman's Medical Dictionary defines the hippocampus, your memory organ of the brain, as a white eminence. Revelation says a white horse in the sky will bring something to earth. The white horse in the sky is Pegasus, who is a white seahorse sacred to memory. Liking where this is going. In your brain, the memory organ is hippocampus, which means seahorse, and it is white. Why do I bring this to you as important? News release published February 21st, 2019. New moon found in our solar system. Scientists unveil hippocamp floating around Neptune. Scientists have found an entirely new moon in our own solar system, and it has been hiding in plain sight. The new moon is named Hippocamp, after the sea creature in Greek mythology. The breakthrough new discovery used the latest high-tech imagery processing techniques and images from NASA's Hubble Space Telescope. I am simply bringing this to you because I feel obligated to do it. Hippocamp is the white horse in the sky, the white horse just discovered. It is a coincidence. Is it a coincidence that this white horse appears in the sky and Revelation spoke of a white horse bringing something to us? The science names it hippocamp, the white horse. Now, here's some additional late news. As indicated, the mythical Pegasus, hippocampus, father was Poseidon, the Greek god of the sea. Well, the discovered hippocamp was found orbiting Neptune, the Roman god of the sea. The great white seahorse has returned to the sea, and we must ask if this is one of Revelation. I am sure there will be more to come. The question, is this hippocamp the one? Well, frankly, I don't know. What do y'all think? I read that for exactly what it is. I don't know. I want to say what Patrick and I pioneered with talking with the planets is, I think, going to continue to revolutionize how humanity sees these celestial objects. I think we're going to see it as our ancestors did. I do have an update on Patrick, but so I was preparing my tea before I came in and invoking favor upon all of you and the planets and etc. And got a message from Mars. And I said, all right, what's up? Because Mars is in the news. A lot of things coming about Mars. A lot of things about our planets, Neptune. Everything that we were talking to. Anyway, Mars just wanted to say thank you. And, excuse me, he said that he is becoming more confident, I guess is what I would translate it as. Said, please keep sending the energy, not only to him, but to all the planets. But he just said he is thankful and wanted to say to all of you that have thought of him and continue to reach out, he just said to say thank you. Very strong impression I got. So wanted to get that out. Now with Patrick, we have to continue to send Patrick our love, our support, our best wishes, best intents. He's facing some battles, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I mean, I would not want to be in Patrick's situation. In his life path right now, he is facing, as his love of his life is, Angie, tremendous hurdles. And some things, you know, are as they are in life. And we will continue to see the best. I believe miracles can still happen. I don't believe you don't need a God. It doesn't hurt. There's a lot of gods out there. Our ancestors knew that can be called upon. I have a number of incantations and spells for healing. And there's nothing wrong with that. We should think that that's the strongest of intent. Healing. Seeing it down to the cellular level. Because that's what Angie's fighting. Her battle is on the cellular level. And if you're sending her, and Patrick, your best intent, prayers, wishes, however you frame that, you should be thinking on the cellular level. Now, this is an exercise that how I have learned over the decades to do this. When I start thinking of intent of an individual, in this case healing, it helps if you can begin to see and I'm trying to see something here. Here we go. So we have an overabundance of these. These are red corpuscles. And they're multiplying. What we need is more of the white corpuscles, because they'll help balance this and then make this shiny, much like it should be. And so if you can visualize a multiple energizing one cell at a time, well, if 10 people do that, it's the power of 10. If they're disciplined, it can be much, much more exponentially. So anyway, we need to uphold them and continue to uphold Patrick. He's tired and he has his own health issues. So I think he's coming back. I write that to him. Something inside of me says that this is not over. And that's just the way I'm going to continue to take it. So, yeah, I'm just reading some of the comments. Yeah, so a lot of people here, you know it as well. And this is what makes this community strong. We're growing, you know. Many times people along the walk, they have their epiphanies, their moments of clarity, their moments of awareness that's individual to them on their path. And sometimes, you know, they'll get out of the group and they'll come back in. We're growing, and this is how we're learning. You know, very few groups, if you think about it, have ever in the past had the ability, at least the modern past, I'll say, of being able to come together through a medium. I love that word. We're using a medium, just like the spiritualist movement used to do. You always had a medium. Our friend Patrick, was a receptor of that. So we can come together in a common bond. And as I said yesterday, thinking about the psychic powers that we all possess. If prayer exists, if God does exist, I'm just saying the construct of God, we're all telepathic. It's amazing gifting. We just never saw it that way. We were already in the room. We were trying to get into something that we were already there. And when many of us, particularly if you're an empath, and that's most of the majority of people in here are, you suddenly go, oh, yeah, that's what that's about. And then you begin to find that, the switch goes on. And we continue to grow from there. And now I think it's a great opportunity. I see all of us as alchemists. There's some of us who are literally alchemists. If you cook, you paint, if you're a tradesman, you have a craft. That's alchemy. If you're initiate, looking to get into the occult knowledge, then you have to begin to understand alchemy, at least from the element point of view. And if you don't have it down on the elements, well, you're missing a part. So that's how I see all of us. And so it's an opportunity for us to practice our psychic skills. The only way that you get stronger is by exercising. I don't care what the age is. You'll find out as you get older, the body, many times, if left to its own devices, will begin to start thinking that it's getting old. But this is where the battle of the triune takes place inside. The spirit says, I'm ageless. Now, body, so are you. And the soul is saying, I wish the two of you would get this thing together. So anyway, got some good stuff. We got great people that send us some excellent material. And I have special treat for you. Let me pull up so I can get this actually correct here. Yeah, this is what I want. Give me 1 second. So speaking of Mars, did you see this? Mars was once covered in wide, raging rivers. We knew that Mars was alive. When I read this, Mars as much told us. It just happened to have been attacked. I think if you have a nuclear explosion on top of your surface, yeah, I don't care if you're a planet or not. So Mars, we just send you our best, and we appreciate you. So anyway, that was the work that, again, Talking with the Planets pioneered. People now know it's not crazy. It's not ridiculous to reach out and say hello. I keep telling people, if the planets are, if Earth is not alive in every definition, and you're telling me the one exclusion of that would be that it's not sentient, not buying it. You're the one that's asleep. You just have yet to discover what we have. So last night on my radio show of the Artist First Network, I did AI in every room and a robot for every house. And this one, I read this morning, and, sometimes there's that serendipity, it's like, okay, who's reading my email besides me? Who's in my head, man? Robots discovered that lying about betrayal helps to rebuild trust. Folks, this is dangerous. This is freaking dangerous. If this is where AI has now, what we would call electronic sentience, have evolved to, oh boy. I'll just read you the first part of this. This is off newscience.com by Donna Liu. Betraying someone and lying about it is pretty low, especially if you're a robot. An experiment on interactions between humans and robots reveal just how easy it is for robots to regain trust after a misdeed by fibbing. The devious robot in question is Neo, a 58 centimeter high humanoid that moves and interacts with people. Sarah Sebo at Yale University and her colleagues arranged for 82 people to compare for points against Neo in the asteroid shooting computer game. In some rounds, special asteroid blasters were awarded to either the story goes on. You have to subscribe to it. The robot realized it could lie and fool the humans by how many points were chalking, because who's keeping points? The AI. So, yeah. Infowars.com. Scientists begin teaching AI robots to evolve and reproduce. I kid you not. Humans are making themselves obsolete, and our 2 cents is that this will not end well for humanity. I don't think so either. All this today. Boston Dynamics' latest robot is a mechanical ostrich that loads pallets. You know what's the one thing that I noticed missing in this picture? Where are all the people? I mean, these used to be good paying union jobs at one time. Handwriting is everywhere. All right, this one right here. This is from the Atlantic.com. The worst disease ever recorded. This little thing here is a strain. This is called, and I want to get it, it's the BD bacterium. It kills frogs, amphibians, and as you read this thing, apparently this thing is airborne. And if it ever breaks out, guess what? Yeah, us. All right. So I want to bring to your attention this. I had a great conversation text-wise with this gentleman here, John Martin. This is his website, reverbernation.com. He is a gifted, talented artist, but he has something else. And I want to share something with you. A little background. He's going to be coming on. We're going to be talking. This man is a gift to humanity. I've heard Linda Mulholland talk about others who have been gifted with direct contact with these beings. John is such an individual. You know, a mutual friend here, part of the community, introduced us. And folks, allow me to pull up for you what I just have to say is some of the most marvelous footage. And as he told me, he gets this, well, this is just a small sampling. So I'm going to let this play for what it is. So, as he says, of course, it's like, now, wait a minute, you're supposed to be playing. Let's see if we can, well, all right. I think I may have the slow motion version on. Oh, here we go. All right, catch this out, folks. Do you see it? These are talking with John today, and the first thing I saw, I said, these are interdimensional. And he agreed. They visit him. They apparently come through, whatever you want to call it, the portals. Now, please watch this. I'm going to stop this here. So when he can actually capture. Now watch this, folks. It's two crafts. And watch what they do. You can actually see them. In my opinion, it looks like they're forming a bubble. Maybe a field. Look at that. Do you see how they're spinning? So there they are. Clearly, these are light crafts. We're going to be reading more from Ariel, but I wanted to show you this. Now you can begin to see, watch what happens here. They actually begin to, you can actually see it looks like space-time. You see it right here? Now they're beginning to me, I picked up that this looks to me like a vibration. You can actually see how now they're starting to generate what looks to me to be a field. Look at that. Is this not remarkable? I am so looking forward to having John on. He's a very special individual. He will tell you that they gifted him with this ability. Look at that. Look at what's happening here. And I want to try to stop it. I've been playing with this in another browser, in another software program. The field is actually generating, and I'm trying to catch it. There's a frame. Look at that. There you can actually see it. Quite remarkable, is it not? Look at that. They're here. There. I stopped it there and actually caught that. So you can actually see what's happening. It looks to me almost like what we would describe as a warp field. I think that they're obviously creating a field, which I think jumping, whether it's jumping into wormholes, whether it's creating a interdimensional portal where they can transcend into different dimensions. I don't know. Obviously, they're generating a tremendous amount of energy. The light alone, for it to be a clear day, as you can see from the video, that look at that. Here is a really good shot of that right there. You can actually see the flicker where I stopped it here. So very clearly, they're generating something in this environment. Don't know what. John probably has a better idea than I, but you can see it from there. Quite remarkable. Stunning, actually. Now, he sent more footage that I want to share with you. This still mesmerizes me. And I keep asking myself, obviously there's a technology involved here. These are beings that possess a knowledge that the common person, moi and others, don't have. But so this is not the only footage, by the way. So check this out. Allow me to get something pulled up here. Give me 1 second, folks. So they send him pictures of, well, I think they're love gifts is what I would call. He gets a number of clouds that are heart-shaped that form right over his house. And check this out. Excuse me. So you don't see anything there, right? Nothing, nothing, nothing. What is that? Right there, folks. Now he has more, but there's a craft right there. And when you see what he has as well in so many other pictures, I have a couple of more up here. Give me 1 second. I'm really doing a lot of jumping around, but there's a lot of things that have to happen. So he sees these at night as well. I will pull up this one. So again, this is his website. John Martin, classical guitarist, just beautiful. I think we may even listen to some of his work here. And we'll pull up this one. So again, this is his website. John Martin, classical guitarist, just beautiful. So there you go. I think you'll find just his music. So just become a fan, and I won't be doing it on Facebook, but so he has other footage. So this is one at night. I think you can actually hear him. And I won't be doing it on Facebook. So he has other footage. So this is one at night.
Thank you, my dear friends. So great to see you tonight. Thank you, dear one. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming to see me. That's so wonderful. Thank you.
So I can actually hear myself in this thing. Just a tremendous talent. He gives them appreciation. He says thank you, welcomes them, and they return by apparently, and I think I got this right, that it's almost as if there's a portal or opening that where they come in quite often, visit them. So we'll have him on here real soon. Just wanted to share that with you. And I have to tell you, this is a remarkable light because, many times when we have people that are trying to film planets, other stars, you'll know how it does the tracing thing. This is not that case. Very interesting light. It's the only thing I can tell you. So thank you, John. So kind of you to share this and allow us to actually have the opportunity to see it. It's just quite remarkable. I think that and I want to see, where is that echo coming from? I found it. I found it. He says I found it. So anyway, yeah, great stuff, isn't it? So what is this saying? I think it's hope. Don't you see it as hope? They're here. No, we're still reading, the alien interview in small doses, but it's odd to be able to take a break from it and then examine what's really going on here. And I'm wondering, if I had the opportunity to meet any of these intelligent beings, I'd really like to sit down with them and have a discussion on multiple planes of how time interacts in a space-time continuum that is not linear. And as I was explaining last night, if we have time dilation, and I believe our science has proven that theoretically, we know that that is correct. I think it goes beyond theoretical. I think we may have experienced it all along. Maybe we didn't know it. I look at the universe. If the galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy, is spinning, and it has all these others, we're part of a local cluster of galaxies, and then we're part of yet a larger cluster of galaxy in this quadrant of space. I keep thinking that if we're moving through space, and that if gravity has been proven to undulate, to warp, why wouldn't time? And if time can in fact be warped, would there be potential ripples? I say yes. And this is what I would have the conversation with those beings, because as we were talking on the title of this, there's several buckets that I can categorize things into. And so I take the bucket here. I don't like the idea of reincarnation. It just rubs me the wrong way. Spiritually, it rubs me the wrong way. I bristle at it. To say that that is all this superior consciousness can come up with, that seems awfully limited to me. And to have to expect, see, this is why I think it's insanity. To do the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, is insanity. And how you can somehow bifurcate that from reincarnation, I don't know how you do that. You got, in my opinion, at least this is the way I like to see it, an opinion is just merely that between ignorance and knowledge. So we're halfway. That you got one shot in this life here. That's why it's so valuable. That's why the spirits still long to come back, to have a second chance. You know, we all talk about, well, we're wiped. You know, you go through this reincarnation process, you have no memories. I ain't buying that. In a infinite universe of possibilities of ultimate dimensions that intersect in multiple planes of existence, to say that this is the only one that exists in a construct in itself would be artificial. I don't see how that can exist. And these beings that we see, the ones that John just showed us, they're craft. I think they're intelligence. Are they like Ariel? Are they just simply, avatars? Can flesh, blood? Could we endure something like that? I don't know. Still, if you can create a bubble, I think one should be able to. But then these bio bodies, they require certain conditions in order to be able to exist. So if the future is already defined and we're just merely in this loop, have greater civilizations before us come. The great philosophers, the great supposed religious personalities talk about, once was, shall yet be again. Does that mean we're going to go back to rubbing sticks together to get fire? Would we lose the ability to understand how to generate electricity? Folks in Venezuela are learning out real quick. I think the article today I read that it's throwing them back to the Stone Age. It's very odd. And then if in fact that these beings are here to help us to correct the time, so does it mean that, again, we're just merely the past living the future in the current present? Because that's how it works. Think about it. It's a very logical progression. If, in fact, that reincarnation exists, which this would seem to give credence to that, then we are, in fact, living the future of the past in the present right now. And I don't know how you would define that as free will. It seems like no matter what you do, you're going to be back in here again. Now, there are some religions that don't teach that. They say you got one shot of it, and then either you go to a good place or a bad place. Well, that's finite. The way I kind of look at it is like this. If while you were here, you didn't like that God anyway, What the freak would it matter anyway? Well, I'm going to separate myself from you. Fine, I didn't like you anyway. Oh, and so you're going to send me to a place where what? There's a lot more of others me that thought like that? Hell, what we'll do is that we'll form a union. And then we're going to come after you. Because the only way a tormentor could torment would mean that it would be employed by you. And that means you've got representative down there, which tells me, apparently there's going to be a lot more of me's down there than are going to be up there. So where does this get us? Yeah, that's right, Truth Seeker. I don't believe it. And not my path. Maybe that's my mission here, to break that paradigm, because that's a paradigm of insanity. And I hate insanity. I see it all the time. It doesn't make sense. That's why I don't watch the news. You want to get rid of fear? Listen, if all you listen to is fear, the end of the world's going to be here. End of the world's going to be that. Man, that's going to drive you freaking back crap crazy. Don't need that nonsense. If they're going to give you the bad news, then ask, all right, then what's the alternative? Got to be some kind of good news. Wait a minute. And then you forget to live. You live your life just looking for the next, news, bad news, and then you're not smiling anymore. You're not laughing anymore. I ask, when's the last time joy? You were immersed in joy. When was the last time you really felt good? You're alive, baby. Man, soak it up. Drink it like a wine. Drink it like a man who's been thirst. Savor it. There's always going to be crap. But man, we're psychic, folks. If we really believe the crap that we keep saying, and I don't think it's crap. I used to be in crap. Limited. Thought dampening. Soul robbing. Spirit draining. I didn't like it. And now that I'm outside of it, man, to think you and I have an opportunity there where we could join psychically together. I'm going to be doing a show on this. I've been, how shall we say, snooping around in the CIA archives. And let me tell you this, folks. They believe it as well. They do. They believe in this psychic ability of humans. They put a ton of misinformation and other crap infiltrated all those earlier outlets that were telling us our government was doing experiments in the psychic field. Oh, and it never really amount to anything. Don't believe it. Folks, we have an opportunity here. But the thing is, we have to really be able to be unified. Can't be finding faults. Can't be getting, pissed off, getting your panties in a wad because someone put a burr up your ass. Get over it. Suck it up, cupcake, and realize no one is perfect, especially you. When I say you, I'm looking back at me. Remember, every time you're pointing a finger, you got 3 more pointing back at you. So, but if we can accept our imperfectness and relish in it, rejoice in it, celebrate it, exonerate it, edify it, lift it up in each one of us and say, you know what? I don't like that about you, but you know what? It looks a lot like me. Because it is. So I think that's what we have an opportunity to do. Love. You know, I got the love walk sign right up there. And anytime anyone starts giving me, crap, and they do, and sometimes I have a tendency to push back, but I got to look at that. I got to go, wait a minute. Love is not touchy, fretful, not resentful. It's not vainglorious. It's not jealous. It's not conceited. It's not narcissistic. It's not about ego. It doesn't take an accounted wrong. It's ever ready to believe the best of every person. It always forgives and forgets. It never fails. Sounds like an incantation to me, doesn't it to you? And a strong one at that. So, anyway, far out. All right, well, I got through most of it. So anyway, join me on Monday. It will be the 1000th video in the archives. So I'll do a 1000th video show. Should be fun. See how this journey has been. It's been nothing more than a video diary, continue where all of us are going. Allows your opportunity of your created side. Once you get connected to these beings, they do pass on a lot of good stuff, man. They really do. I have found many of them that are very jovial. Yeah, kind of cool, I don't have the negative ones anymore, because all I end up doing is just saying, get over here, you ugly thing. Let me give you a hug. Give them a noogie on top and say, now, suck it up, get out there and start pitching again. Yeah, Spirit Heart, let your love light shine. That's exactly what it's all about. And, we're going to do this, folks. We're a community. Remember, as I guess Source gave this to me, I mean, it was so profound. I remember my wife was standing there and she says, wow. What I say to myself in the mirror is that I am a soul of one, a spirit of many. We all have a tribe. Hi, Patrick. Well, thank you, my friend. Absolutely. Another 1,000 of them. Yeah, we'll get a lot of more talking with the planets on that as well, my friend. But I think that's what it is. It may be the fact that many of us here are of the same tribe out there of the cosmos. I'll share this in closing. Had the privilege of knowing Barry McGuire. Barry McGuire, Patrick, you probably remember this, but others, Barry McGuire had a song that was banned for a while on AM radio in Europe and in the United States called The Eve of Destruction. And in any case, we were at a coffee house and Barry said this, and I'll never forget this. He says, when I go, he says, I'm going to go out, he says, as a space cowboy. He says, I ain't looking back. He says, there's way too much out there for me to ever want to look back. Maybe that's where I get this from. See, I can't help but not think that the infinite being would say, on this recycle. Get out there and experience a little bit more. Isn't that what Thoth said? When he ascended, he began to see worlds of many different humanoids, humans, different levels of achievement, technology. Yeah, that's where I'm headed, baby. Come on, let's all do it. We'll go there and form our own magical mystery tour. Buddies, ladies, thank you. Appreciate it. You're beautiful souls. Your spirit shines bright. Hug yourself. And I'll see you Monday. I'll be on Jeff's channel for our Sunday morning, not your normal Sunday morning. So you're beautiful people, folks. You really are. You got the light. You got the shine. And when you got the shine, woo, you be powerful. Now, I'm not going to try to cut myself off. They keep on saying that. I keep on saying it's YouTube. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to sit here for a 30-second pause and then stop. Namaste to all of you. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. Love those that you're around. Love yourself. And we'll see everyone back here on Monday. All right. Bye-bye.